people didn't hear. But basically, unique copy is really, if you want to talk about a unique topic or a unique subject, it can be really difficult, basically because if you search anywhere on the internet, you can put in any search phrase that you like and it's going to show, you know, not even just a couple of hundred pages, it's hundreds of thousands of pages dedicated to that same search phrase. So to think that you're going to be able to put something completely unique that nobody has ever tackled before is kind of naive, to be quite honest. You're not going to be able to do it. But the thing to get around that is to try and think about a different angle to come in at. So if everybody's talking about one subject and they're tackling things head on with that subject, then you need to sort of trot up and come to the side of it and that's how you take people by surprise. And that's actually how you make people sit up and listen to you and go, oh wow, I've never thought of it that way before. That's really cool. I'm going to share that around. Which is obviously the basis of any good copy. So a few different angles to come at things from, and you get there by asking yourself different questions. So if you're talking about your business, for example, you can think of what's different about your business, you know, what's slightly different about what you do that will differentiate you from everyone else. So some of that might be the experience that you bring to the table. Okay, because some people are just starting out in business, so they haven't got tons and tons of experience with a certain topic or a certain project or whatever. And then they start to panic about things. Okay, so you start to think, well, how can I be this expert and talk about being an expert in my copy that will appeal to people? And what you need to realise is that some people will come to you because you don't have years and years of experience. So if you said, look, you know, I've been doing this for maybe 2 years, and this is what I found out, I'm a few steps ahead of you, so I'm not like miles and miles down the road to where you want to be, I'm just a few steps ahead of you, and I can sort of pave the way for you a little bit and remember where you are, so you know you can have that relatable thing in your copy. Then that will make it easier for a certain person to relate to you and to want to join you. So you need to always be honest in your copy, and you need to think about every single factor of your business that makes you different from the person that's next to you. So it could be, like I say, experience. Another part of what you could talk about in your copy is how you actually got to where you are now. So if you've got a backstory that a lot of your clients, a lot of your ideal clients will actually have a similar kind of story, and that makes you the person that can help them better than anybody else, because you really understand where they're coming from, where they want to go to, what's led them to sort of signing up to you, then that's something that you can instantly talk about in your copy. And your story is definitely different to anybody else's story. That's a fact. You know, nobody else has walked your shoes. They might have had similar problems like you, but they won't have lived your life. So talking about that and going through that, if you're comfortable to do that, that is a great way to sort of really engage with people in your copy, really build trust in your copy as well, because obviously, because of the fact that you're being so open with people, it makes them want to be more open to you as well. It makes them want to get to know you a little bit better and to share their experiences with you as well, because it's not a one-sided thing with your copy. It should never be one-sided. I was talking to somebody about this before this morning, and so many times you see people, they'll write something and they'll want people to get involved, and they ask them to engage with them, and they ask them to tell them something about themselves, but then there's nothing in return. There's no kind of, oh, I'll share some of my story with you, you share some of your story with me. There's none of that. It's just you share your story with me, and then I'm not even going to tell you what I'm going to do with that story. You know, I'm not going to tell you anything about why I would want to know that. And it's kind of, you know, it's very hard to get people to open up if you're not prepared to do the same thing. So you have to kind of lead by example as well in your copy. So there are a couple of things that will really make you stand out. Well, everybody has a story to tell, whether it's a personal story or, you know, like your business story. I mean, the perfect place to put that actually is on your about page as well. Make sure, you know, if you've got a killer about page, then actually it can do wonders for your conversion rate as well. When it comes to writing about different blog topics and things like that, or writing about a subject that you might want to talk about on Facebook or Google Plus or wherever it is, you need to think about what's different for your audience as well. And the same is true with your services, actually. In fact, one lady that I know, Rebecca, I haven't actually asked her if I can talk about her today, so I hope she doesn't mind. But she has this program, and it's a weight loss program. It's like 8 weeks long, and you know, if you heard 8-week weight loss, then you know your mind would probably go off into like, oh right, okay, she's going to be talking about like all these different exercises. She's actually a nutritionalist, but what she's done, instead of just going, yeah, you can lose weight, this is what we'll do, these are the kinds of foods that you'll eat, blah blah blah, she's actually focused on one very specific area, which is balancing hormones, which is like the underlying cause of a lot of weight problems. So anyway, without getting into that too much, that instantly sets her apart from like what 99% of people out there that are like plugging away at these weight loss programs. Okay, firstly, she's taken a very specific topic that not a lot of people want to tackle. The reason that not a lot of people want to tackle that is because not a lot of nutritionalists will talk about hormones and things, because, or not a lot of self-proclaimed nutritionalists will talk about hormones and things like that because you don't know enough about it. Rebecca's got tons of qualifications. That's another one of her USPs as well, the fact that she is so qualified for this. So just by adding that one little thing about hormones into the copy and into the title, you have instantly got something that's miles apart from anything else that's out there at the moment. And it does sit up and make people pay attention. And not only that, it speaks to a very narrow client as well, because she actually has it in a copy that she's sort of looking to work with people who know that they've got some kind of hormone imbalance, or that they've got problems and issues with the hormones. So she's done wonders with the copy, basically, because she's narrowed it down. She's talking to a specific person that actually understands why this program would be such a good fit for them straight away. And it's a unique way of writing about things, it's a unique way of talking about things, and it's a unique program as well. So if you take a large subject, so if you're a health coach, a business coach, if no matter what you do in business, if you take the main thing that you talk about, that everybody talks about, you know, like that big subject, whatever it is, and start ticking off the things like, right, okay, everybody talks about this aspect, everybody talks about this aspect, and then think about the things that you really like to concentrate on. So for me, I love to concentrate on putting personality into copy. I hate boring copy, can't stand it at all. It really riles me. I don't think there's any need for it. So that's what I talk about a lot in my copy. It's what I help people with as well. I also talk about rule breaking quite a lot, because I don't like it when people say you must do this, you must do that. I just think bore off. I don't have to do anything, you know, it's my business, it's my voice, I'll use it how I want to and speak to the people that I want to speak to. And not a lot of people have that approach either. If you find that somebody else in your industry is, or quite a few people in your industry are constantly putting out posts about 5 ways to do such and such, 5 ways to make sure this never happens, 10 ways to do this. Then another way that you can bring a unique quality to it is to up that value, and don't just take it up 1 or 2 notches, as my coach Jane would say, take it up 50 notches. So instead of looking at lists that are 5 to 10 bullet points long or something, go out there and write a massive list, like sort of 21 ways to comb your dog or something. I don't know, that was ridiculous, but you know what I mean. I saw, what did I see the other day? A blog post on SEO, and it was, I think it was something like 47 tips, 47 SEO tips. Now, obviously, that's a monster article, and you don't want to be sort of putting things out like that every other week or whatever. But having one of those things, where you really pile on the value, you inspire awe in people, because people look at that title and they instantly go, oh my God, that's, I've seen the 5 quick tips and I've seen the 10 things, but I've never ever seen anything like that before. And what happens is they'll click on it, they'll read it, they'll save it, and they'll share it. And instantly, that's the benefit of having unique copy and coming at things from a different angle. So the angles that you can take for your unique copy are to pile on the value, and for that, you're gonna have to look around at your competitors, or who you think your competitors are. That's another thing that I don't really like. I don't think any of us have competition, really. I think if you can be truly yourself in your business and in your copy, and sort of put everything out there and talk about what you believe in, talk about things that you're passionate about, that's when you really start to come away from the norm. So if everybody else is sort of putting out this same generic message, and especially if it quite annoys you, that could be something else that you could talk about. You need to look for gaps in people's copy. And what I mean by that is, I had one lady talk to me and she was like, oh, everybody's doing this, these 90-day programs and these sort of month-long programs or whatever, and the intensive days and things like that. So obviously I like the idea of the programs, but I don't want to do the same thing as everybody else. And again, my answer to that was that there's no way that you can possibly do the same thing as everyone else, because you don't offer the same services, for one. You are completely different, secondly. So, like your personality, the people that you want to work with are going to be different to who other people want to work with as well. So you have to think about all of that. You have to think about all those elements, and you have to put them into your copy. And your copy really is all about answering different questions and making sure that all these different things are ticked off in your copy. So, if you're looking, say you're looking at attracting more clients, or you want to teach people how to attract more clients, okay? So that's quite a broad spectrum. So you could go on and on and on about how you need to put yourself out there to get more clients in, you need to be visible to get more clients in, okay? That is probably something that a lot of people are talking about. So as soon as you take that and go, I'll show you how to attract clients that want to make 5 figures plus a month, you have instantly got rid of a lot of people. Straight away. You've just gone, some people don't want to make 5 figures a month. Some people are quite happy. Equally, if you go up to, I want to make 7 figures over the year or whatever, it's those little bits in your copy, those bits that it could just be the difference of one word that will switch things around instantly. They'll make it unique. They'll come in at the angle that your readers and that your clients really want to know about, and they'll get rid of everybody else. And that is all of your copy, all of the time, should act as a filter for you. So just to recap, because this is only a short hangout, and I could go on about this for hours actually. So to recap about coming in and creating original, unique copy, okay, you need to forget the idea of sort of reinventing the wheel altogether, because all that's going to happen then is you're going to overcomplicate things. People aren't going to know what the hell you're talking about. They're going to get really confused, and they're just going to bounce straight back off your page, whether it's a blog, sales page, whatever it is, they're just going to disappear. So you need to be crystal clear. You need to focus on maybe one aspect of what you want to talk about. Think about it from a slightly different angle. Again, that example of weight loss but using hormones, perfect example of that. Also, if you find that you get really annoyed with reading the same thing over and over again, and there's something that doesn't sit right with you, put that in your copy. Tell people that, you know, I'm not going to tell you about XYZ because everybody else is doing that. Instead, I'm going to tell you about blah, blah, blah. That makes you stand out from the crowd. Your audience and what they need specifically, you need to think what makes one person different from the other, and why you would prefer to spend time with that person rather than the other. And once you've got that written down, that's the angle that you take for your copy as well. Make sure you highlight those elements, those personality traits, the goals that your ideal client has, anything like that. They can all produce a different angle for your copy that makes it stand out, and that isn't sort of samey and just just the same as everybody else is putting out there. So and one last thing, for if you don't want to make your copy an absolute snooze fest, one thing that I'm finding at the moment that's really, really popular is people like it when you have a little bit of a rant, which is quite fortunate for me because I love a little rant. And you don't have to be sort of disrespectful or anything like that. You don't have to just go on and moan about things. But if you see something out there and you think that's not fair, that message that's getting sent around everywhere, it's not fair. People need to know the other side to this. People need to know the other view of the story or whatever. That's the kind of stuff that you need to put in your copy, because it's a breath of fresh air to everybody. And when you write, and it's a personal opinion like that, that's when people really get to see you. They really get to see what you're about, and they'll either like it or not like it. And that's, I can't teach you how to get people to like you, or how to stop people from not liking you. You're going to get that wherever you go in the world. That's not what you focus on. You focus on making sure that your clients are okay, and that you're giving them the right information at the right time in the right place with your copy. So this is going to be up on my YouTube channel, because I know I got through quite a bit of stuff there as well. So you might want to sort of hop on over to my YouTube channel and hit play again and make some notes or whatever if you haven't made any notes so far. In speaking about unique copy, obviously it is something that I'm very passionate about. I do help people with it. Like, I don't want my clients to put out copy that is the same as everybody else's. It's not what I'm about. So if you would like to have a chat with me one-on-one and see how I can help you write fantastic copy, like all singing and dancing like this, then yeah, jump on a call. You can find me at crackerlackingcopy.com. It's the worst name in the world to spell out, to be fair, so I'm not going to bother. You'll find the details on my Google Plus account. So yes, that is it for today. I'm going to be doing regular little hangouts each week, 30 minutes each, so that I don't bore you to tears. I will see you soon. Bye.